Hey everybody, I'm Katallina, and today we're here to talk about episode 6 of Oshi no Ko season 2. There is absolutely no question in my mind that the star of today's episode was absolutely Milt. And I am so happy to see this man actually get his moment in the spotlight and his focus in the story, because this is a character who has been going through a massive arc of change and discovery, and we've seen hints of it happening as this season has progressed, and he's a character that I have been gradually warming up to and that I've started to really like and admire, and to see him actually recognize his shortcomings, struggle, and then succeed was really freaking satisfying. I will not lie, there is a reality that if somebody is intrinsically pretty or handsome, or if somebody has any kind of natural gift as opposed to having to work at honing a talent, there can be a risk of the idea that somebody will end up being able to just coast, and that can work for a person to a certain extent. I've had that with music. I had that when I was a lot younger. I was really good at hitting certain notes and stuff, and I didn't have to really work for it. It was something I could do without effort. But when you have certain aspects of something where you can do something and it's really easy, or when some aspect of yourself makes things easier, it can make it so that you are much less likely to recognize that there are aspects of what you are doing where you can actually need to improve. And we saw that happen with Milt by the end of Sweet Today during season 1, and we have seen since the start of season 2 that this man has been working desperately for months to try and improve his skill set, and to try and make sure that when he does something that it comes across better than what it did in that performance. And I admire him for that. There are going to be some people who are going to shit on this guy and go, yep, pretty boy sucks. And as I just said, to an extent, that can be something that can happen. But when somebody recognizes that something is wrong, and then they start taking the steps to improve whatever that thing might be, the last thing any of us should be doing is bashing them and shutting them down. And it was so sad to see aspects of that happening throughout the season to him, and to see just how little people actually hoped for him or expected from him. And it was really great when Aqua actually gave him some advice to really help him. Because what I do want to say as somebody who has been involved in lots of different artistic pursuits is that Aqua's advice was actually rock solid. When you are trying to improve at any kind of skill, artistic or otherwise, finding a single aspect and focusing on it and getting better at it can be a really great way to actually make it so that whatever you are doing works a lot better. I mean, when you're first getting into an activity and you're just learning the basics, learning more gradual and baseline stuff can be good, but then as you get more into it and see the things that you find easy and the things that you find hard, it can be very valuable to find something that's really going to up your game in whatever the hobby or activity or art is, and then focus that. Focus that until you understand it better, because if you try to focus on everything in something like that, you're just gonna collapse, you're gonna stress out, you're not gonna make any progress, and you're eventually gonna give up. I really love how when they showed this for Milt's character in his scene with the other actor though, I thought it was really cute that they almost gave him like a magical girl transformation sequence. That was so pretty, and it just encapsulated the emotional struggle that he had been through. I mean, when there was that part happening during the story where he just broke down crying, it's like, my guy, I just want to give you a hug, because I know how hard and how frustrating it can be to have some aspect of something you're into that you're just not good at, and to just be so frustrated with yourself because you can't get it for whatever reason. And the fact that he had that going on, plus there were constantly people going, this guy sucks, so did you know you suck, did you know you're not good enough, to the point where by the end of these sequences that were going on, I didn't know whether people were telling him this to his face anymore, or whether they had done that so much that it was getting ingrained in his mind. I was actually legitimately scared for him. I was afraid that there was a possibility that he was going to end up going through something akin to what Akane went through in season 1, and I was just like, oh my god, please no, because I actually really like him as a character, and I've been Team Milt as far as seeing him grow and succeed in everything for a while now. Actually, I've quite liked him. I also really like how the other actor that he was working with, who initially seemed very frustrated over his performance and everything, when they actually got out on the stage together and the amount that Milt had worked on that one aspect actually paid off, this guy actually praised him for it and encouraged him, and it's like, yes, thank you. That is what we should see from artists to other artists. People should be building each other up, not tearing each other down. The goodness of your art should not come from being able to rip someone else to shreds so you look better. It should instead come from rejoicing in other people's success and knowing that yours too shall come. Now, I mean, that's optimistic and silly and cheesy, but that's just always how I've seen it. Whether it was with something with music or writing or design or whatever else I've been interested in, because I've had a billion different hobbies and interests throughout my life. And I was so glad to see it get dealt with in that way here. Overall, though, this was an episode I super loved. I did not see this coming, and I think that it was really beautifully done. It was interesting seeing the distinction between the aspects of the story where we saw it as if we were watching the play, and the aspects of the story where we saw it as though we were with the characters. That was something I predicted last week, and it appears that I am correct. We are not through the play yet, so it looks like this will be continuing, and we will be seeing, ideally, the spotlight go on to other characters and what they are doing, which should be really fun to see how different characters are interacting, how this play is continuing, and what overall is happening. Definitely very good stuff there. But those are my thoughts on the episode. I'd love to know what you guys are thinking, so drop a comment below and let me know, and I'll talk to you in the next video. See you later. Bye!